the way to handle transitions and the way to handle life's hurdles. I mean, as somebody who's been through the trenches, you know, didn't really have much money growing up, really put myself on. It's like I felt that early on I had to find a core, a root. You know, I always say stay the course. You know, I picture it like a ship in the storm. I always had to ask myself, why the fuck are you even on this boat in the first place? In the storm. Like, what's the point of staying the course, weathering the storm, when you could just go fucking live on the shore? You don't even got to be in the storm, and you could be banging your wife and just raising your kids to be on the shore. Why are you out in the middle of the fucking ocean in the first place? So it's like I had to ask myself, why am I even? Oh, I'm going through this because I have a passion, and I like creating art, making movies, making music, dancing around, talking to people. I like creating and being and entertaining people more than anything in the world. And I feel like if that was taken away from me, that I would die. Like, I would have no purpose. I would have no reason to live. And so every time I come into adversity, and the labels weren't coming around in the first few years, and I was struggling with my work, I was just, every aspect of my life, I was struggling. I always asked myself, you know, you could change it right now if you wanted. You could go to some other plan B, and you could fix this storm and go move back to the shore. You know you could still do that, but that wouldn't make you happy. So even with the quarantine, no matter what happens in my life, no matter how hard things get, I always remind myself of why I'm even in the battle. You know, why I even put up a fight. You know, I put up a fight because I was put on this planet to entertain people and to make people feel good about themselves and confident and, you know, feel great in their own skin and be the next Miles Morrison, be the next 24/7 hip hop, be the next whatever. You know, and that's why you have to stay the course, and you have to weather the storm no matter what life's transitions throw at you. Times like this, you know, the quarantine and the protests and fucking the riots, and the world is up in fucking arms right now. And it's times like this that should wake you up. Like, this could go at any moment. The whole fucking shebang could go at any moment. You know, like, this is really real life. Every day is a gift. Every day is a blessing. Like, stop complaining. Man the fuck up. Get the job done. You know, it's like, it's sometimes just, that's really what you got to say to yourself. You got to just man up and just be like, there's so many worse things happening in the world that people got to go through. There's people in the military fighting for us. You got this and that. You got people starving in other countries. And it's like, you just got to wake up and get your job done and be a good artist and maybe take a couple compromises here and there, like, get over it. Like, it's, you know, it's trivial in comparison to the world's problems. So it was hard for me in the beginning, taking like criticism or like, hey, listening to Hannah will be like, I know what you're trying to do, but this is how you have to do it. And even if I thought he was wrong, I'm like, he's right. You know, it's like, but you got to look at the bigger picture. Your goal is to make it great. So if you listen to yourself and keep your pride, but it's going to be shit, you're going to screw your goal anyway. Because your goal is to put out a great song to entertain your fans, the people that you love. So if you don't entertain them because of your pride, then what do you care more about, your pride or your goal? My theory is that shit goes back to school. Like, you always learn more from the cool ass teacher. You know, people learn more from entertainment. Like, I feel like more kids, random ass white kids in the suburbs and shit, are learning about the Black Lives Matter movement, like, more because of songs coming out, you know, from YG and, you know, people pushing it through their music because they want to be bumping that shit. So they're like, oh, maybe I should go watch this documentary. Maybe I should look more into this. Versus, I feel like, you know, that they're not always going to be just young kids, ages, you know, whatever, 8 to, like, I was listening to Eminem when I was like 6 years old. So, like, you got kids ages like 6 to 16 that maybe don't care what's going on in life because they're just young kids. But all of a sudden they're getting hit with some music. You know, you got Lil Baby, you got people putting out some amazing, like, very, like, poignant songs about what's going on. And that could be a whole nother way to educate, you know, on what's going on versus y'all need to sit down and read your books. Like, that's not always going to get through to kids nowadays. But you got some guy that they look up to putting out some banger, but you're you're learning what's going on in the streets, but you're also got a beat behind it. So you're a little bit more apt to listen, you know, like, so I don't know. That's just the theory. I don't know, but that's why I love music. I feel I can get a message through easier than anything.